Was my picture on the wall too? My picture on the wall of pictures that only disappoint? Most certainly. Though my picture, a mirror maybe, was definitely different. To all the others I looked up admiringly. However, when I looked at mine, all I'd see was luck and not good enough. They had everything I needed, and I had none. It was me who'd disappoint, not them. At war with myself, compassion, the antidote, compassion for self. My wall of fame got showered and scrubbed with compassion, a painstakingly slow process, removing layer after layer of harsh adhesives, strokes of toxic thoughts that had disturbed, distorted, and skewed my reflection. In fact, my reflection had been missing from the mirror, even when I stood in front, looking into an empty mirror of a very painful thing, too painful. So I must have started over time sticking on pieces, snippets of images of what I should be, how I should be, who I should be, covering up the emptiness of where my reflection was missing, yet still leaving gaping holes that cast judgment nonstop. A dimly lit room envelops my senses. Plush carpet, bookshelf-filled walls floor to ceiling, hushed whispers all around. What should be an inviting space, my room of comfort offering recreative respite, turns out to be an oppressive, restrictive place. I used to live here, never knowing that the setup was all wrong, never knowing why so much grief, never able to pinpoint the source of pain. Now I know, now I can see, stealing my reflection from the mirror when all I needed was to see myself. I open the door, let light flood in, need a moment, take a deep breath. I'm no longer committed to staying in this room, trying to change myself to make it work. I'm equally not prepared to give it up and walk away. This is my room, and I deserve to feel safe and create in here. My room, not theirs. My safety, not theirs. Doing everything right for them at my expense, meeting their needs, neglecting mine, no more. Everything's getting flipped upside down. And finally, it's the right way up. This is my room, my safe place. All the pictures getting cleared out. The mirror can stay, is getting cleaned up, painstakingly restored, layer by painful layer of lies and distortion and judgments and lack of self-knowledge removed, revealing the reflection that is truly me.
The mirror is behind me now. I have moved on. I'm still watching and looking, by finding my identity also in the things in front of me. The bird's song, the lady's smile, the sky's intricate sweeping in of today's majestic layered pattern of cloud. Where I can find myself, I can feel the point of my observance and the freedom of choice in being the observer, also of the passing thoughts, the turning of the bicycle wheels seen spoke by spoke, the sound of the bicycle bell. A stunning resurgence of peace has resurfaced over the mirror's surface of the calm, quiet lake within. That now must mount into movement, the heart of surrender and balance, opening and closing the appropriate doors on time. Wink and go on. Understand that some of what we go through can be laughed off, while other things need that space of nurture held in the real love of God, and finding space for self amongst it all. The golf ball nicely struck, finding the far off hole in the grass. A sense of surprise at the miraculous nature of being alive at all. totally ourselves in the great bloom of being that is currently going on and still going on after the Big Bang or light beam moment, that we are still administering the essence of together and to each other. Finding solid space for self helps us offer that to others, and always to discern each day the priority of the day.
Here's a wall full of pictures. Only faces, bland faces, stern eyes and unsmiling lips, grayness seeping from frame to frame across the wall. Someone's idea of wise elders. One turns toward you in his picture, suspicious already of the future you're standing in. Too far away for him to love directly, you stare back at him suspiciously. Right now, I'm tired of myself. Not in a self-abusive, get him out of my sight way, but in a way that says I can now allow myself to look at the world, to see, feel, describe, remember, love. I came late to love, digging out from a hole I almost remember now, so long ago and so black. I came to love in phases, starting with Kitty, Jason, my home, myself, and spreading out toward birds, trees, the man who smokes in the street, the man who doesn't, the woman who ignores me, and the one who smiles and sees I just want love and friendship. I know I am not alone in this. I wake each night 2 or 3 times, performing the old man's chore of emptying his bladder. I can hear the human world's loneliness in the sounds of tires taking late night drivers somewhere where I hope each of them will find love. Not sex, not ecstasy, maybe not even friendship. Just the recognition delivered in a glance or a smile that doesn't even open the lips, that we are all connected merely because we're all humans. Where is the room with the mirrors and the pictures? I've spent too much time in front of mirrors, looking over pictures I took to be aspects of myself, trying to fix myself, a pernicious kind of self-absorption, dangerous because it seems to entail, because it sometimes does entail, a genuine move in the direction of self-healing. But it's poisoned from the start by the urge to see myself from outside of myself, to make an object of myself, something I can fix or at least remodel. I can never be an object. I must, to myself anyway, be a subject. No mirror that is outside myself, no matter how flattering or brutally honest, can show me who I really am or help me heal. Love shows me who I am. Living honestly heals me.
I used to live here. I was used to living here. I was used to how things were until I wasn't. And living here became painful, and I started looking for ways out. And now I am out and far, far away. Sometimes distance is good and needed. But am I still living like back there? So used to how I lived, survived there, that I brought it with me. So used to it that it's hard to get unused from it. How do you give up old, unhelpful patterns? Awareness of what's going on, probably the first step. Then intentionally working on creating new habits, getting used to something new. Where would I like to live? What place would I like to get used to? Maybe I don't have to adjust to the environment, not work so hard to get used to what's around me. Maybe I can shape it and create it how I want. Maybe I can take my power back, power I never thought I had. Maybe I'm more powerful than I think. Maybe I can create and shape how my life goes. Maybe all I need to do is imagine a new place that I'd like to get used to, a place to which I would say, yes, please. Maybe getting used to is what I can leave behind. Not trying harder to get used to something that isn't good, but letting it go and moving on to what is good, or at least moving towards it, looking forward to it with the expectation of arriving there, of settling into my new place, a place that I like. No longer having to make myself fit to what is, but shaping what's around and making it fit to me.
Will there be a wicked witch in the story, disguised as the stepmother, daring the mirror to speak the beauty-loving truth? Dishonor, stirring the porridge with plumped up raisins, poison, and cream. Nothing is as it seems. Frogs are princes, mice are horses, and everyone wants to eat you if you are fresh from the oven and sweet. Look into the upside down of your reflection in the glass pond, and we will give you a Prince Charming and a fairy godmother and a rescue from the way you see yourself. Stuff yourself deep into these bedtime pages. Follow the footsteps, the crumbs, the wishes that lead to a happy ending. Don't you know that every childhood enemy was there to fertilize you with their poop for your blooming? And we really have no idea who will show up to prove impeccable with the two-step, the foxtrot, the waltz, the Watusi. Meanwhile, the love must be pulled out of your very own sleeve or your posy, but no one has told you this while you wait in vain or vanity for your prince or for your fairy rescue. High in your tower, the windows have been replaced with mirrors, and you try to shift your gaze between them, catch a glimpse of what really is by a sneaking side glance. The mirrors reflect back to you the ghosts of your unlived years and the distinguishing beauty of what you dream may be yet to come. You stand on your head and look at your world upside down so it can make sense. You know very little when you look at it all. You do know by now comfortably that you are not gender fluid. You recognize that bit of a scar by the right eyebrow. You see, though you try to ignore, the tiny wrinkle lines now creeping around your eyes and ganging up on your weary and bewitched smile.